Today I'm at Siglo Restaurant, which is a stone throw from the Silver Vaults, and I'm with John Walters, who's one of the expats from there. And we're at this wonderful table, about to have a dinner. And as you can see, we've got a fantastic array of silver, which John has kindly brought along. And with any dinner, for me especially, it was always important to have the correct decoration. And as you can see, we've got a great selection. So John, could you talk to us a little bit about what we've actually got here?
Here we have a set of 4 candlesticks, which are made in 1788, which was the I believe actually was the year that Australia was founded. And you know, they're in such incredible condition. They've even got their their original mahogany turned bases on the bottom.
The salt dishes,
these are particularly interesting actually, because we've got 4 of them actually on the table here, and one pair is made in 1750, and then another pair has been made to match in 1769 and 70, and I've actually got the original bill, I think, somewhere in my pocket. I sort of
see something like that. You would think it had been lost long ago.
Well, there was a company, a firm of silversmiths, who kept a record of all their clients, and these actually belong to Lord Melbourne, who was actually the father of the Prime Minister, and they've all been engraved with Lord Melbourne's crests, and it actually says that on the bill. Lamb, Melbourne Lord, date of order 26th of March 1770, cost for a pair £11.15. And
the cutlery, is it Georgian?
Yeah, it is Georgian. It's actually quite a rare pattern. It's called, it's actually the oldest full canteen I've ever owned, actually. It's all made in 1778, and it's got the original family crest on it.
It's got a nice weight to it as well.
It's called feather edge and cartouche. I mean, sometimes in the 19th century inventories they call it a pattern called Carrington Shields, and the knives are actually 1964.
Really?
The old knives for that would have been steel bladed and would have rusted.
Yes.
And pulled apart, you see, because the knives are hollow now. And in the old days they used to fix it with tar or pitch, and the old steel would have, you know, come out and worked loose and rusted.
And the other thing which you mentioned to me earlier on, which is interesting with the forks, in some countries they turn them upside down.
Well, that's right. That's why these, interestingly, are what we call bottom mark. If I don't know whether you can sort of see it was just about this period in England when we were changing from this way round to this way round. And of course, most people, if these were made, say, 5-10 years earlier, the table would have almost certainly been laid back to front, as it would today, as they sometimes do in France, because the family crests would have been propped on the back, and then the hallmarks would have interfered with the cresting. There
was a theory that I was once told, and I love it, and I hope it is true, and you probably know the answer, that the reason they had to turn the forks around was because the old cuffs of the old straps
it was one of the Louis. One of the Louis, because I think the men had they wore more adornment than the ladies in those days. I mean, a guy like me would be wearing a lovely wig in those days, and
Absolutely.
You wouldn't be looking at me as a sort of bald-haired, middle-aged man. So
another question you might know the answer to is why on earth do we now have Dessert cutlery up the top? What's made us suddenly move it? Where obviously for a long time we had cutlery in a line. Do you think it's because the Victorians invented so much of it that they had to?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I think the sort of number of pieces available were getting larger and larger. I suppose the Victorian silversmiths were trying to sort of find new ways of extracting money out of the public. There was basically something for everything in the old days. But then if you look at things like, I mean, that's a basket, for example, from 1789. It's Irish, actually. It's made in Dublin, but it always has if you look at anything old, certainly before First World War, or it'll always have a handle. And despite what you see on these baking programs, 3-tiered cake stands are not smart. That was regarded as low-end hotel culture, which has now been absorbed into sort of very smart baking programs. You see, if you were the butler, you would be bringing the cake or whatever cut from the kitchen, from below stairs, and presenting it on a basket. So you wouldn't be ever like that.
No.
Always have a handle. So all old cake baskets always have a handle for that.
Is that what that is, a cake basket?
Cake basket, fruit basket, it would always have a handle.
It's a fantastic selection that we've got in front of us, budget-wise, because people will be looking at this thinking, can I afford that? Is it affordable today?
This is probably the earliest flatware service that I've ever owned, and I'm selling this for less than Harrods sell a new one for.
It's safe to say that if people are inspired and want to even come and have a look at what you've got, then it's worth popping along to the Silver Vaults.
Come and have a look. There's probably a better part of 30 dealers down there.
Well, I think what I might do for Christmas, I might actually get the producer to come down with me, and I'll point out a couple of presents I'd like him to buy for my Christmas, so that'll be me sorted. John, thank you very much.
Excellent, Rob. I look forward to seeing you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.